Good Monday, Jakiria, and possibly Lucas if you are listening to me, but if it's just Jakiria, it's because Lucas is done with his senior classes, so it's just you and me for the rest of this week and next week. He is taking an exam later this week. You will take one very similar next week online. So don't worry too much about that. We're going to continue with our review. He's gotten all the review. This is just a continuation. We are actually in the book on review lesson 4, if you can see that. So I'm going to use this. It's on page 296 if you can turn there with me, because it's got all the answers and it's going to save me a lot of time writing them out. And 2, if you're watching this video, you're going to get to see which answers you don't have to pick, because I'm just going to give you all the answers and let you pick. So for this, what we're doing is we're looking at the word and we're matching it with A through R of what it means. So congruent figures. So if we go down through here, we know congruent figures are equal. So it's not A, it's not B, it's not C, it's not a polygon, it's not a portion of a line, it's not an angle between two radii, and so on and so forth, down until we read, ooh, nope. Here we go, K. Figures that can be made to coincide. So we are actually just going to put K, and it's going to be figures made to coincide. Because what congruent means is that they can be lined up. So if I were to draw a circle and a circle, I could literally place them over top of each other. They would be considered to be congruent. Their sides would line up. Okay, so the medium of a triangle. So this one kind of gets me. There are only 2 things that talk about, and I know the right answer, so don't worry about that. But this one would get me, which means it would get you. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go here and show you the 2 options. So we are, okay, so our options are R, or let me find the other one because I had it. It's the one that joins the median. I should have given myself better notes for this. Any four-sided plane figure? Nope. Lines in a plane that cannot meet? Nope. Any angle less than a right angle? Nope. Portion of a line between 2 of its points? Nope. Angle and 2 radii? Nope. Parallelogram? Nope. Line joining 2 points on a circle? Nope. 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 Here it is. L. So JKL. So we have 2 options here. We have R or L. The one thing that I know for a fact is that altitude is perpendicular. And if we look, R simply says perpendicular from the vertex to the opposite side. I also know that median is a midpoint. So I am going to assume that it's the line that joins the vertex to the midpoint. So that gives me L as my answer. So that's line from vertex to midpoint. Okay, and then number 5 asks us about a chord. So a chord involves a circle. We know that. So we're going to go to the ones that have circles. So we have H, a line joining 2 points on a circle. We've got I, an unlimited line that cuts a circle. And we've got N. Oh, we've got N and we've got Q. So a line from the center to the circle or the length of a circle. Well, I know it's not from the center of the circle. However, what I do know is that it joins 2 points on a circle. So I know that this one is H because it cannot be, it ends at the points. It ends at the edges of the circle. So if we draw out a chord, so we've got our circle, we know that when we draw a chord, we put our points on the circle. So that means that it has to end at the circle, which, by the way, is going to make it a lot easier further on down the line. So it is a line joining 2 points on a circle. I'm just going to draw a circle. Okay, number 7 is supplementary angles. Now, if you remember me and the way I like to talk about supplementary, I like to say it's like eating on a supper table, which is straight. Straight angles are 180 degrees. So we are actually going to look for that. So we're going to scroll down here. We're going to just kind of read down the line. And I'm looking for straight angles. So if you actually look, J is right there. And J says, and angles whose sum is a straight angle. So I was looking for that and I found it. Angles whose sum is a straight angle. And there we have it. So we have supplementary angles. Now let's look at 9, secant. Well, like I said earlier, secants I know involve circles. Well, I know it's not a radius, which is the line from the center to the circle. I know it can't be a line joining 2 points on a circle. And I know it's not the length of the circle, which means it has to be I, which is an unlimited line that cuts a circle. So if we were to draw a secant, remember the secants are the ones that go straight through. So secants are the ones that intersect the circle at 2 points. So that is what a secant is. It's an unlimited line that cuts a circle. So it cuts that part of the circle right off. Okay, let's look at the altitude of a triangle. Man, I gave this one away earlier too. So the altitude of the triangle, let's go back up here. When we were talking about medium, we knew it was either R or L, which means that the altitude is going to be R. It's the one we didn't pick, which is the perpendicular from a vertex to the opposite side. Now, the way I always remember altitude is when given a triangle, it's always base times height, and I know that height meets at a right angle to the base, and height is another term for the altitude. That's how I remember it, because I go back to when I first learned area of a triangle, because my teacher, I had a good teacher that used it, she would say either altitude or height. Okay, circumference. Again, another circle one. Man, you're not going to have many circle ones for your homework, because if you can see, I'm doing all the odds, which means you're going to be doing the evens. So circumference. The only things left I have for circle are a line from the center of the circle or the length of the circle. So I'm actually going to go ahead and tell you this. It's Q. It's the length of a circle. So if I were to take a circle and I were to cut it at some point and lay that whole circle out, that would actually be my circumference, because the circumference is the distance around, so it's the length of a circle. Okay, now we're moving into regular polygons. So a regular polygon, let's look at this. I know it's not just any four-sided plane figure. I know it's not lines, I know it's not an angle. Oh, but look at D. It's a polygon that is both equilateral and equiangular. If we remember properly, that is actually the definition of regular. It means it is equiangular and equilateral. So equiangular and equilateral. Okay, and then finally an acute angle. So I know that an acute angle has to be one of the angle options. So I've got C, I've got F, I've got J, I've got O, and those are my only options. So I'm going to start with C. An angle less than a right angle. Well, what do we know there? That is actually true. So an acute angle is an angle less than a right angle. So anything less than 90 degrees is an acute angle. Okay, so if you can't guess, you will be having to do the even numbers. Make sure to just take into account the ones that we've already used in this video. If you didn't watch this video, you obviously aren't going to know what has been counted out. So pay attention, do your work. I will see you tomorrow.